Um, Obviously, what's going on in the world, Cambodia, Thailand, both shooting ordnance at each other, dropping bombs, and all that good stuff. A lot of people have been asking, well, what's the dispute about? I mean, this goes back. I mean, they say it's over 100-year-old dispute. Um, for the most part, I guess when the French were occupying Cambodia and Vietnam and a lot of those areas in southern Asia, um, some borders were drawn. People didn't agree with it. Shit, it's like trying to split the lot up with the neighbors here. Same thing, man. Our neighbors completely crazy. But that's basically what's going on here. Apparently, like the Cambodians, or there's a temple nearby on that border. And I guess some of the people from Thailand were instigating some issues, and then people got pissed, and mobile artillery units moved in, started launching some rockets. But hey, it's how the world goes. I mean, look at I don't know, more hotspots and more hotspots popping up everywhere. It's crazy. But let's see, other stuff on the agenda. August is shooting sports month. I'll be dropping some fun stuff here and there, a bunch of shorts. Whether it be like taking the 249 out, shooting the old belt fed, or um, pistols, whatever. We'll do some stuff like that. There was a tragedy in our community here, and this is terrible. It happened about 2 weeks ago. There was a group of teenage boys, and one of their parents didn't lock their firearms up. Some of these kids all had access to them, and there was a fatality. One of them accidentally shot one of the other ones. So it's really sad. It's one of those harsh realities, and that's where responsibility and accountability come into play. And I feel bad for everybody involved in the incident. But incidents like this can be prevented, or at least safeguarded even more so by. That's Charlie over there. He's got this huge ass bone. But anyways, these types of things can be prevented, or there can be more steps taking place to prevent them from happening and whatnot. As FUD like as it sounds, I think it's sad. Kid's 12 years old enough to know something about the world, but not old enough to live in it. But responsibility and accountability step into play. And that's part of having the Second Amendment as a right. Is you're responsible for your actions, and what comes out of the gun, you can never put it back in it. So I've been saying that one for years. But we'll have some fun shooting sports stuff, whether it be some military stuff or sporting clays or pistols or anything like that. I've been revamping a lot of the drills and things like that you can do on here. A lot of them, people that you can do at home, dry fire, and you don't necessarily have to be at the range. But so we'll have some of that more of that stuff coming up. I wish I could do firearm maintenances, but every time I try to do that, and YouTube community guidelines shuts me down and makes me take the video off, and I get struck. So can't really mess with it, because it's just such a thin, fine line between installing new parts or showing people how to make guns. Apparently, I mean, I'm just not going to bother with it this year, unfortunately. Even though I kind of enjoy that more, because nothing's more irritating as hell as when you get out to the range. You're shooting your pistols or whatnot, and you've got a shitty extractor or something like that, barely ejecting, and your stovepipe in, clear it, stovepipe, clear it. I mean, so like helping people with that type of shit. I kind of enjoy that more, because then you can just go out and shoot. Something's wrong. It's like, all right, well, I got a few more recoil springs on order. I've got a couple extras in my kit here. Boom, swap it out, get back in the game and shoot. Last year we were doing all the stuff with the ARs, going over correcting gas blocks. Hey, Arch and Elf, welcome. Just fixing your A2 sights on your AR-15s and shit like that. YouTube didn't like that apparently, and so unfortunately, I had to take down most of those videos. It's stupid. And then you try to dispute it, and then it's either their AI or somebody who's a hater. They don't monitor the whole video. They just look at the thing and go, nope, denied. I mean, when you have a 5-minute video the part that they're telling you they're striking you for is 4 minutes and 30 seconds in. It's pretty ridiculous. The normalcy of guns in America takes your breath away. Well, takes it away as in how? I mean, Jim H. Like the fact that guns are awesome or guns you don't like them. I mean, everybody's entitled to their opinion as long as they're respectful. But I mean, it takes your breath away. It can take a lot more away from other people too, I guess. But you know, responsibility, that's where it all starts. And that's where it all ends with the individual. So, you know, guns are they are a weapon. People will argue and try to say, "Oh, it's a tool. It's a tool, yeah, but it still causes death. That's the intended purposes, and let's not sugarcoat it, folks." I mean, you have to look at it and have the proper respect for something like that. It's just like a motor vehicle or a car. You know, it's a great tool to transport you from one place to another, but if misused incorrectly, people die. That's how it goes. It's accountability for it. Let's see other things on the agenda today. That Idaho murders case. You know, that one sister, I got to say, one of the best impact statements I've ever seen in my life. I mean, you know, I loved how she ends it with, "If my sister was still, if she was awake when you would have came in and not kill her in her sleep like a pedophile, she would have kicked your fucking ass." You know, I enjoyed that part. But I don't know. For me, I feel bad for those families because there's not real closure. Yeah, he's locked up, this dude, but it's not going to bring your kids back. And then, you know, on top of it, nobody's ever going to know the true meaning as to why somebody would commit a crime so grisly and, you know, just a god awful thing that they would do like that. It's, you know, just the insanity behind it's nuts. Am I pro gun? Oh, pro gun. Well, pro firearms. Yeah, I'm American. You know, it's our rights. Why wouldn't I be? I mean, that's what makes America America. I hunt, shoot, do all that fun stuff. I enjoy it. My kids do too. But you know, as far as getting the closure on something like that, being a parent, I think that would just be so awful. And it's, you know, like the parents, you look at it and they're regular people. You know, you've got a dad who he's up there crying because, you know, he's getting his life straightened out and stuff like that because of his daughter, and all stoked that he's being a part of her life and taking her to concerts and stuff like that. You could just hear it in his voice. You know, it's just sad. It's sad that some scumbag would go and take that away from not just the 4 people that were his victims, but all, you know, everybody connected to him that knew these people. So, you know, that's kind of my whole ordeal on that. You need help, Bob? Well, what would you like some help with, Bob? I like to help people out. What's going on? Like help is in, do you have like an alcohol problem or drug problem or what? I'm 10 years clean and sober here drinking, man. So always more than happy to help somebody out with that stuff. TBI, huh? Okay. How'd that go down? I'm just curious. TBI, depression and anxiety. I have had those symptoms before, and I've had plenty of TBI. I mean, as far as mental health, things like that, I'm not the person that can really help you. Bad car wreck, that sucks. Well, you know, at least you're alive, Bob. That's a good thing about it. Or whomever. But that's just life. It deals you the cards. Unfortunately, depression, anxiety, you have to just find something you like, give you a good drive, you know, give you that boost to push forward or whatnot. So, but hopefully nobody else was harmed in your car accident. That would be too bad. So we're glad you're here, Bob, watching my channel and whatnot. So as far as the agenda goes, though, folks, that's about it. Not really a whole lot more than what's going on. Right now, I'm kind of sick of hearing about Epstein and Trump. You were alone. Well, it's good that you're okay. So, that's what's important. You're still alive. You might have some traumatic injuries and stuff like that, but there are people out there that are able to counsel and help out, I'm sure. So, but as far as like Trump, Epstein, we're hearing this stuff nonstop. I don't know. It's a shit show. We'll see how that goes. Hopefully, Americans get fed up and want answers and whatnot. I mean, it's unacceptable. But besides that, the Idaho thing, there was an interesting documentary on that Idaho case, and they didn't focus on the murderer; they focused on the people that were murdered, which is kind of nice for once. Um, it's glorifying serial killers and crap like that is just insane. Um, and the people that do so, it just blows my mind. I mean, there's that scumbag Wade Wilson as well. He's just a complete scumbag. But found you dead in a coma 10 hours later, then you were comatose for 6 weeks. Oh wow. Well, that's quite a long time. Glad that you're back. I'm sure there's probably some physicians in your area that would be able to assist you out with that big time. So definitely look into that. And I mean, if you are serious, there are a bunch of hotlines and whatnot. Leave a comment. I'll be more than happy to send you in the right direction to get somebody that would be able to help you, Bob, if that is the case. So get over it. Get over who? Bruni Bonin. But and that be that though, folks. It's real hive of activity here on my chats. I don't do these that often, to be honest with you. In fact, I suck at doing lives, but hey, it is what it is. You guys take care. Enjoy your Sunday.